Hello everybody. And the first thing you need to do to breed shrimp for profit is to make more shrimp, obviously. Once you got making more shrimp down, then quality is king. And to get the best quality we can, we need to take out the lesser quality shrimp. And this is a process of culling. Many people get confused because a lot of times when people hear the word cull, they think to mean kill, but in the sense of breeding shrimp, it just means to separate. So these are high grade blue shrimp known as blue dreams, and the lesser ones can either go down here in my blue velvets, depending on how many shrimp are in here and what's going on with all the different tanks, or they can end up here in my Skittles tank. Most of the time they end up in the Skittles tank. So let's get to the Blue Dreams tank. I believe it was sometime in December, maybe January, that I completely restarted this tank. I scooped out all the shrimp, went through every single one of them, well, the best of my abilities, and only kept the very best. And the rest, that's what started the Blue Velvet tank, is the not the best of the best, and then the best of the best went in here. You can tell these guys, I mean, for what I started out with 4 years ago or so, these guys have come a long way, especially in the last couple of years. I've worked really hard. Like, there's a really bad oddball one that we definitely need to find that one. But when you're culling, you're just taking out the bad ones. And when I cull, I like to tidy up the tank a little bit. This tank just got a new light that is super bright compared to what was on there, and the moss is growing it's growing super thick, which is good. The moss growing like this is super good, and I'm gonna pretty up some of these stem plants, get the stuff looking a little better, take out some duckweed. We're gonna do all that when we're calling these guys out. I've got my handy dandy shrimp catching net. Got a specimen container full of water. And let's see if we can pick out a few real quick. I got some tricks I'll show you guys on how to do this a little easier, but first we're gonna go through and try to find some obvious bad ones. There we go. Got him in there. And then here we go. One cull down. Now I'm going to be as picky as I can possibly be. And we're looking for, with Blue Dreams, it is less of the shade. The shade can be your preference, but you want continuity and color. And you can see some of them will have dark spots, and those are the ones we want, because Blue Dreams are pretty closely related to Black Rose and Bloody Marys. So a lot of the Blue Dreams lines that ain't the best, some of them will have, they'll throw some red shrimp, they'll throw, and if you get them super dark, they can throw shrimp that are almost black. It just depends on the line you've got. Now these guys have always been super reliably blue. We just got some dark spots in these guys. That's what this line has always been the whole time I've had it. Pretty good, really. Oh, we got this one got away. Oh, there's a really poor one. Hope I'm getting this on camera. There's 2 of them. Can we get a daily double? Oh, I think we got, yeah, we got 4 of them. Let's see. I think one of them is all right, but it's not a stunner. So we'll leave that in there. He's not perfect. So leave that in there. And then basically, this is what you do. You just spend time looking at your tanks. Now, a better way to do this is, well, and I do this. And the best way to do it is to, keep the net handy dandy right by the tank, and every time you come and check your shrimp out, have one ready to go. So we've already got quite a few out, but I'm being super duper picky. We want to get all these lesser shrimp out of here. Now, the trick I like to use when you've gone through and it gets harder and harder to find bad ones is you can bait them out with food. And what works best that I have found is an algae wafer. My shrimp always go bananas for algae wafers. It's their treat. And if you haven't already noticed, someone else in here likes algae wafers, and you can guess who that might be. Look at all these baby plecos in here. So when you got a tank bunch of plecos, even just 1 or 2, the baiting them out in one spot with algae wafers doesn't always work because the plecos will put the algae wafers wherever they want to put them. Oh, I only meant to catch 1, but we got 2. So these guys look pretty good. These are still pretty blue shrimp. They just don't have the continuous color. Their color is splotchy and there's dark spots. And that's what I classify as a blue velvet, which is still pretty blue shrimp, but just kind of splotchy. And that's the difference, and that's what we're trying to get rid of here. Because if you look overall, most of these shrimp are stunners. They're really good. Really, really good. And I've done a little bit of culling, like I said, grab the net every time I look at the tank. Well, not every time I look at the tank, but here and there it's like, there's a really bad one, I'll grab the net and scoop a couple out when I think of it. Let's see if I can get this one on video. It's super hard to record and get what you're doing on film here. This is what we're looking for. Let's see, what do we got? See this, well, and they look different on the camera screen. This one's kind of like not the best, so we'll grab that. So we're just grabbing shrimps that are not perfect. I'm gonna keep at it, and I'll check back in, and then we'll put some algae wafers in here, and then we're gonna clean up this tank. I just put, like I said earlier, I got a new light on it, and the plants are going crazy, and so there needs to be some cleaning up and making this tank prettied up a little bit, and we'll do all that later. Stay tuned. Okay, so after picking at the shrimp for a while, look what we got here. We've got quite a few, but we're not done yet. The next thing we're going to do, because look at all them shrimp buried in that moss, we got to try to lure a lot of those shrimp out, get them out in the open out here so we can try to catch more bad ones. So I'm going to throw in an algae wafer. I'm going to do a quick time lapse here, and I'm sure you'll get a pleco show as well. We'll just wait till you see these big mama and daddy pleco Those guys have been in here for since before it was a shrimp tank. They've been in here like 5 years. So they're monsters, and they spawn even if I don't want them to. So let's do the algae wafer thing. Well, I gotta admit something to you guys. This is putting algae wafers out in these shrimp tanks, and they all just come pouring out of the moss. And then to do this as a time lapse, this is one of my favorite parts of watching this. Look at all the plecos going, all the blue shrimp, all the blue dream shrimp. I just love it. You can just see them coming out of the woodwork, and in the middle of this, there I am. There's the big male pleco making an appearance. So during while this is all going, I'm scooping out more and more shrimp, finding more and more bad ones, and then here in a few, I'm about to, there we go, scooping out the bad ones. I know I was scooping out the bad ones in the time lapse. There we go, more pleco action. Just look at it. That's wild stuff right there. Oh man. Then I'm about to do the quickest plant rescape you ever seen. Here in 3, 2, 1, go. How fast can I do this? Turbo mode. I want to tuck the moss in behind the heater that's not even plugged in. And on that time lapse, a lot of time went by. But check it out. We got the moss. It's a little bit cloudier than it was, but we got the stem plants sorted out a little better. I guess I could have cut them stems down a little closer, but I didn't. But now this new light's going, this thing will grow like crazy. Got some duckweed out of there. Are the shrimp absolutely totally perfect? No, but they never will be. But they were already really, really good to start with. And I'd say them are some sexy blue dreams, if I don't say so myself. Blue dreams. Looking so good. And lots and lots of plecos. Look at all them plecos. Oh my gosh. Look at how good these guys look. I'm so happy with my blue dreams now. Been a lot of time and effort into these guys. I've put a lot of time into this line. But you take out the bad ones, you cull out the bad ones, and eventually, if you stay on top of it for long enough, generation after generation after generation, you're gonna start getting good results like this. Because these were not these blue dreams were nothing special at all when I got them. All right, let's take a look at the ones that we took out. And here we are. These are the bad ones. During that time lapse, I was picking them out as they was gathering up at the algae wafer, the bait. You can see from a distance these guys look pretty good. Like I said, I was really, really picky. A lot of these guys are pretty close to still being blue dreams, but they ended up in the coal pile one way or another. And with the blue dreams, these are pretty good. There was a couple I found, we lost focus. There's a couple I found that were like realies and stuff, and I put those, just went ahead and put those directly in the Skittles tank right there. But I think these guys are gonna go in the blue velvet tank. That's what the blue velvets are. Just blue dreams who just a tick off. There still ends up being a lot of really good shrimp born in here because they have the blue dream genetics, and they still are the same line, just a little bit lower grade. So let's put these guys in here. That's a lot of shrimp. So they mix and mingle with the new crowd. Their grandmas or sisters, so. There you go. This is how I keep my Blue Dreams line as good as I possibly can. Well, this is part of it. It's part of it. And then, like I said earlier in the video, always have a net by and doing your rounds, your culling rounds. Anytime you see something that's, oh, there's a bad one, snap it out. Then there are times where I go hardcore, alright, we're going to pull a lot of shrimp out of here. And those are the videos I make about culling my shrimp lines. So here's the culling the Blue Dreams and putting them in the blue velvet tank. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.